This is how to make a new Google form. So I've gone to Google Drive, drive.google.com, and I'm going to click New and then Google Forms. And then this makes me a new Google form in a new tab. So what I can do is give that a name, and then I'm ready to start making my form. So you can see I've called this form Cafe Market Research 2, and if I just click up here where it says Untitled Form, then it will take this name as its title. So I'll just click there, and now it's called Cafe Market Research 2. So I've already made a Cafe Market Research Google form that I will go through, but to start with we'll just show you some of the questions here. So the first question I put on this form was, how old are you? Which should have a question mark at the end, shouldn't it? So if I come back to this blank form to make a new question, all I do is click this plus up here. Now it will ask me what kind of question I want. Now, how old are you is what we call it could be a multiple choice. So what I could do is give them some choices down here. So down here where it says option, well, before that, how old are you? Question mark. And then down here I can start to put the options in. So the youngest people that are going to spend money at my cafe I think are going to be 10. So I'm going to put 10 and then to 15, and then the next one will be 16 to 20 and so on. I can start to actually fill those in down here. Now if I want people to be forced to answer this question so they can't skip it, then what I can do is I can click this switch that says required, and that means people can't miss the question out. If I decide I don't like this question and I want to change it, then I can delete that question. So if I come up here, you'll see that I've got them here. How old are you? So I've gone all the way to 66 or older, and I've made that a required question. So that was my first question. And if you see my second question here, it's very much the same. How much do you spend in cafes every week? So this one, if I just click on this question, you'll see that it tells me that this is a drop-down question. And so what that means is instead of everybody being able to see all the answers on the screen, they have to click on the question and then they choose one from a drop-down. So I'll show you what that looks like in a minute. This next question's different. So this is a checkbox question. So if I click on it, it will say checkbox is over here. And in a checkbox question, the person answering can answer more than one thing. So I've put please tick if you have any allergies. So they can tick more than one, or they can skip them all and just miss them out. You'll also notice down here, I've not made this a required question so they can just skip it. So here we've got another question that's a checkbox question. So if you came to our cafe, what would you be most likely to buy? So they could choose a drink or a cake or lunch or breakfast, or they could tick 2 or 3. And then this question is another multiple choice. Would you prefer music playing in the cafe? So if I just click on this question, you'll see it's multiple choice, yes or no. Now, if I want this question to go a little bit higher, I don't want that to be here, I want it to be before this question. You'll see you've got these 6 little dots, so I can just get hold of it and then I can just move it up, and then I can drag it up so I can change the order of the questions. So these questions are very similar. These are just checkbox questions. And here's another one. Do you have any of the following food dietary requirements? So you'll see that this is required, and I've put halal for people who are Muslim, kosher for people who are Jewish, vegan and vegetarian. And if I put one of these in and then decide I don't want it, I can just click on this X to remove it, but I'm quite happy with that. And then on here, this is slightly different. So what I've done here is I have put a question that's got pictures for people to choose from. So you might want to use one of these. So all this is it's just a multiple choice question. But you'll see if I add another choice down here, if I just click add option, one of the things I've not talked about is this little symbol here that says add image. So if I just click on add image and go to Google Images, then I can type in sandwich here and then press enter, and then I can add any of these choice of sandwiches. So far I've got like a baguette and I've got this kind of more normal looking sandwich. So if I wanted a third, like a toasty, I could click on it, click insert, and then it would add the toasty choice onto mine there. So that gives you some options for setting up. The only other one I've not talked about is down here. Please tell us if there is anything you would like to see in our cafe. So sometimes when you're doing a form, you might want to let people type whatever they want. So here what I've done is I've put paragraph. So you could put short answer, or if you want to give them longer space to write, you can put paragraph. Right, just a few more things to explain to you then. So first of all, if I go to responses up here, go to settings up here, I'm going to go down to the one that says presentation, and here, when everybody's filled in the form, I can give them a confirmation message. So I've put, thank you for filling in our form. We hope your answers will help us create a cafe you will love. So I can go to edit, and then that's where I can actually put my special message in there. And the last one of the last things that I will show you is adding some themes. So you can go to customize theme and you can put a picture. So you'll notice that when you go to my cafe, you will see a picture at the top. So what I can do is I can go to where it says header and I can choose a picture. Now I've already chosen a picture. I'm just going to delete it, and then I just click choose image so you can see what it looks like. And I've gone to food because mine's about a cafe, and I've chosen these pancakes and put that one in. So one thing that you can do as you're doing this is see what your quiz looks like. So I'm going to go to click on this eye that says preview, and then this will open up my quiz. So it has an email address. The people that are doing it won't see it. So you can see this is a drop down, and I can choose my drop down. This is another drop down, how much are you going to spend. This is the check boxes, so I can tick more than one if I want, or I can tick none. Would you like music playing in the cafe? This little star means they can't miss it out, so I'll say yes. And what would I get? I'd get a drink, and I could take the tick out of this, so another check box. Oh, I need to go back and change that. I need to make that unrequired because it's at the moment it's telling me I've got to tick one of those. So I need to change that so it's not a required question. I'll go back and do that. And then which kind of sandwich do you prefer? So they've got to choose one of these kinds of sandwiches, and then a space where they can put their answer at the bottom. So for now, I'll just tick vegetarian on that one, and then just make sure that I filled everything in, and then I'm going to click submit. Okay, so that's answered my question. So if I just go back, you can see now at the top here it says responses 1, and I can go down and I can start to see what people have put in there. So I've got graphs and I've got pie charts so that I can see what people have written. So how do I share this with everybody so that they can see my question? Well, what I do is I click send up here, and then I want to get this link. So I'm going to click on this link, and this link means I can copy this link, and then what we'll do later is we'll look at how we can share this link so that everybody can click on it to answer your survey.